What is up, guys? It is Friday the 18th of October. I can date. And as you may know, I haven't used a smartphone since February 1st, 2019. However, today is a very special day because I have my hands on this. It's the Samsung Galaxy Fold. We've been lucky enough to be able to mess around with this for the last sort of hour or so. And I've just been taking a look at it. We've been poking around. Honestly, Greg has been doing most of the poking around. I've just been trying to set up all my camera gear. So we're going to look around and just see what some of the great features are on here, assuming there are some. Now, if we cut to some of the tight shots, you'll see just how tight this thing folds. It is amazing, and just watching it like this makes me worried that it's going to break every single time, but it does fold all the way. And you get what is effectively a smartphone. Like, it's the same size as more or less this remote control, but a bit thicker. It probably makes for a good bludgeoning tool. There's a good weight to it. It feels pretty solid, so you probably could whack on someone with it. I wouldn't suggest it though, because it's a bit expensive. At £1,900, you get 512 gigabytes of storage. You get 12 gigabytes of RAM, 2 displays, and six cameras. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cameras. For context, that might sound like a lot, but a fully maxed out iPhone 11 Pro Max, God, that's a long name, costs £1,500, also has a 512 gigabytes of storage, but it only has 4 gigabytes of RAM, and, you know, it's an iPhone. Unfortunately, we're not able to install any apps on this because there aren't any accounts. I did want to see how it would work with something like the DJI Mimo app, because it would make for a great viewfinder, but we can just use the standard camera app for that, and you can see just how gorgeous this display is. You almost don't want to use it, because if I go to take a selfie, and if I go to take a selfie, you can see, hey look, it's Greg. I'm not sure if you can see it on here. Greg's just behind there. You get such a massive display that if you are just trying to take a regular selfie, there is way too much detail in that shot for anyone to handle. And then you also have the ultra wide, so if I tap this, we'll get even more in there. In terms of the crease, we've been discussing this both with the Samsung rep and with Greg, and we kind of agree that although if you're really looking for it, you can definitely see the crease on the display where it folds. You kind of need an extremely bright image and to really be looking for it. In standard usage, though you can kind of feel it as you scroll across, it's actually mostly fine. The one design choice I do find a bit weird, however, is the lack of integration between the power button and the fingerprint sensor. They are two unique things, and the fingerprint sensor just does fingerprinting and the power button just does the powering, which means that you get this really weird combination move of like having to click the fingerprint sensor as you open it, if you are opening it, and if you're using it closed, then you kind of have to wake it up and then tap it and then it unlocks. It just feels like a step too far, but for a first generation device, you have to make some silly mistakes. You need somewhere to improve. There's a reason the iPhone 11 Pro Max doesn't have 5G. One really cool feature is continuity. So this is gr36.com. Go check it out. It's great fun. You can hear all about how great the Note 10 is until you buy an iPhone 11 Pro Max. Why does it have such a long name, Greg? What? This is all your fault. The point here being, if you have a thing open here and you unfold the phone, you get the full desktop experience, and even better still, it respects dark mode. So this is currently in night mode, so we have the dark version. If I scroll down here and turn off night mode, which I've already lost the location of, oh God, I'm terrible at this. If I turn off night mode, it refreshes and now it's all bright again. So you can see that logo now. Greg, you need to fix your logo. This to me feels like the perfect device for reading on the go. Because folded, it's roughly, like it's a bit tall, but it's roughly phone shaped. You know what phone it is the shape of? The new Xperia line, because they decided to go a bit mad and they've gone 21:9. They have like the cinema aspect ratio on their phone. I'm not sure I'm saying this to you and not the camera. So the new Sony phones have the cinema 21:9 aspect ratio, so those are incredibly tall, and so it feels kind of like that. But of course, you unfold it and you get this beautiful, beautiful display. This does feel like an ebook device. Like, I feel like that's what I'd use it for, and YouTube videos.
Did someone say YouTube videos?
This is all, oh God, that's louder than I expected. This is all Greg's fault, because he was one using this phone previously. Hey look, it's a Snappy-Tech video. Full Snappy-Techception. It's my face. So someone's using the 8K TV just out of frame. And it sounds surprisingly decent, but they have like surround speakers set up. This is an 8K TV that is, how big is this? 92 inches, I want to say. It is ridiculous. 98. Is this? Okay, sorry. I've just been informed it costs £70,000. So if you don't want a Tesla and you just want a really big TV at 98 inches, this is one for you. Because, I mean, does it work as a magic carpet? Because in that case, you don't need the Tesla, I guess. You can definitely fit more than one person on it as well. You know, Jack would have been fine in bloody Titanic if this had fallen off the ship. The 2x zoom that has become industry standard at this point is useful for getting shots of people playing games in the distance. And then it goes all the way from there to quite wide, which is nice as well. You can actually see it's so wide, you can see my arm as I try to take this photo. Though this glimmering color is absolutely gorgeous on camera and in person, it is a bit of a fingerprint magnet. So do keep your microfiber cloth handy, or you can use the carbon fiber Kevlar case thing that isn't really a case with it instead. You're taking that really important call, and you go, oh, hang on, I have a spreadsheet I need to actually manipulate. Yeah, and then you just put them on speaker, and you're like, oh yeah, all this, I work at the business factory. And then you It may be lacking a headphone jack, but it is almost made up for by the Dolby Atmos stereo speakers, which get very loud and sound quite good. If we bring up that YouTube video again, here we go, YouTube. And if I just pump it into my...
What is up, guys? 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 I tried going outside, but my hay fever kicked up, so I decided to switch green grass with green pixels. So we're here at the PC Gamer Weekender. This is the Honor 5X, the Huawei Mate S. This is one bag of fuel. This is 14 meals of range.
So it does get surprisingly loud. Oh, you know what though? This is remarkably satisfying. Just this action right here. It's a bit like clicking the end of the S Pen. It's just... So I guess my initial impressions of the Samsung Galaxy Fold 5G is that even though it feels like an expensively priced phone at £1,900, if you look at it in context of what you can buy right now, it's actually surprisingly decent. The sizing is not too bad. Here we have the Samsung Galaxy S10, and physically they're actually pretty equally sized. However, overall, this is potentially the future. We'll have to wait until the second generation of the Galaxy Fold, I can't help but feel like, and even something like the Huawei Mate X to see the real potential. Samsung are currently working on ultra-thin glass so that they can cover the Galaxy Folding, a glass display as opposed to the polymer that's used currently that is so scratchy. Scratchy? It's not very scratch resistant, basically. You can scratch it. It's not a fun time. And I think once we have that, we'll be at a case where I feel like I would use a folding phone as my full-time driver. My full-time, my everyday carry? Yeah, I guess my everyday carry. If I was, you know, allowed a smartphone. What is cool, however, is TVs like this becoming cheaper. And that's what all of this represents, in my opinion at least. It's the really cool cutting-edge tech that's available right now between the 8K TV and the folding phone. But right now is something really cool, but in the near future could be attainable for anyone. So that is my first impressions of the Samsung Galaxy Fold. It's a device of opportunity as opposed to of the right now. It's a look at what the future could be like, and maybe will be like. Because this, the idea of having a display that is small and then big has been a feature of sci-fi for so long, but now that it's almost here, I can't see it going away anytime soon. Even if there are quite a few hiccups along the way.